I think that the most important thing for me about Mulder was the fact that he didn't care about what anybody else thought about what he was doing. So he had a real strength of, like a screw you strength.
So how did the producers of the X-Files bring such well-established characters and conflicts to a much larger canvas?
We only wanted to go to the big screen if we could somehow deliver something bigger and more dynamic than we could do on the little screen. And the movie allows you to tell bigger stories on a bigger canvas and to do some very exciting visual storytelling.
Spectacle is what I was looking for, and this provides scope. We wouldn't be able to go to some place like this in the television series and to do a sequence like we've got planned here. So it really is a matter of size and of panorama.
The movie is made up by many elements. One of those is Chris's script and the vision that Chris set forth 5 years ago.
Chris and the show have evolved and gotten much more sophisticated and much better as we've gone on.
Being the creator of the series and of these characters and of this film, he knows how he wants everything to feel, and the importance of every moment in the big scheme of things.
I wanted to exploit the visual tapestry that I thought that Chris and I were capable of. And he wrote this script knowing that I was going to direct it. He wrote it right to my strengths.
We had a chance to cast some movie stars in the movie, and we wanted to put people in who really fit the characters that we had written. And it just so happens that the people that I wrote the parts for really became available to us kind of miraculously.
We wanted to bring in people who we felt were part of the X-Files world. And it was a careful selection, painstaking, to find people who could play these roles who we felt lived inside of the X-Files world, and so that we were not sort of selling out because we had a larger palette, larger screen, no commercials, the things that differ from the TV show. And I certainly was thrilled, jumped up and down, I think, a high five to Chris Carter when I found out that Martin Landau had signed to do it.
My name is Kurzweil. Dr. Alvin Kurzweil.
Am I supposed to know that name?
Old friend of your father's.
Making his feature film directorial debut is Rob Bowman, a veteran of over 25 X-Files episodes.
Make sense?
As an actor, it's very easy for me to relate to Rob because I've been doing this for almost 4 years now. I mean, we have a shorthand. He understands the way I work, and I understand the way he works.
Okay, in this scene, I want you to imagine you're going to go very certain. All right, we're going to give you a moment. Okay, you there?
I need a moment.
Okay, you there? Taking the POV.
I gotta go.
He knows exactly what a scene needs. He really knows how to work with actors, and he can get very specific about what needs to be shifted within a scene to help us get to where we need to be.
Jillian, when the front wheel tips, that's a good time to brake, because that's when it shakes the camera a lot. Looks good.
I can literally look at Jillian and the way I say her name, she'll say, "Got it, I know what you want." David will say, "Have you got it?" And I said, "I need one more," and he'll know exactly why I need one more. That allowed us more takes. It allowed us to get a little bit more done every day, and allows it, I thought, to explore the characters just a little bit further.
The first time I saw David and Jillian on a movie screen, they came on screen, and I was kind of startled. I had never seen them proportionally huge compared to what I'm used to seeing them. And there was a moment where I sort of had to shake myself, and then I looked at them and realized that they're going to be on the big screen, and they're going to be movie stars, and they've filled those bigger shoes, if you will, every bit as one might have hoped that they would.
This is weird, Mulder.
Very weird.
With this broader palette, the makers of the X-Files movie had the freedom to attempt more sophisticated action sequences and stunts, many of which stars David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson performed themselves.
Fans of the show will be familiar with the kind of obstacles that Mulder and Scully run into.
What is called upon us is more heightened than you usually find in a series.
Well, that's one of the things I like about the character is that, yeah, he's very cerebral, but, you know, he can get out there and jump on a train and, you know, run around and get beat up and do things like that. So I'm used to doing those kind of things. And on this, there's been a lot of physical stuff. There's been a lot of, like, climbing and a lot of jumping and running. There hasn't been any fighting, and I don't believe that I pull my gun in this show, which is good because when I pull it, I lose it. This is one of the jokes on the TV shows. Whenever I pull my gun, it's gone. Somebody takes it from me.
Making the X-Files movie proved to be far tougher on the film stars than they had anticipated.
It's a lot of lifting for David. There's a lot of falling for me.
Bruises and bangs and soreness and lack of sleep and all-nighters and the Mojave Desert and, you know, freezing sound stages.
It's completely human unfriendly.
In the middle of June, you're in the soundstage at 29 degrees. You walk outside, it's 104 degrees. The crew is dropping like flies. They can't. They got to be there every day.
When it's on the big screen, it's on a big screen. You have to go in fearless.
David, are you okay?
I got blood blisters all over my hands. See that?
I've never seen David or Jillian work harder, I can tell you that.
That's all fun to do. You know, it's like playing a game. As an actor, you know, it's a good rest from the harder work of actually acting. It's fun to go out and jump off a building. You know, that's actually the easy part.
For the film's dangerous helicopter sequences, the producers enlisted the talents of ace Hollywood aerial coordinator David Paris.
We were chased by helicopters at an altitude that was a little too low for my liking, or at least my hair's liking.
Scully! Talk to me, Scully! Mulder and Scully are being chased by helicopters. They're running away from an area where they shouldn't have been. So they're in cornfields which are dark, and the helicopters have got searchlights trying to find them.
To create a believable action sequence, you have to tie the actors, the principals, into the action in some way. And if you use stunt doubles, you can't quite do that. And it brings the audience into the picture in a way that I've always felt is important on the X-Files. Luckily, I've got David and Jillian, who are both young and athletic, and also are game. They really like to get in and do this stuff.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello? Let's go.
You need not act in a scene like that. You know, it's loud and it's scary and it's windy and you're screaming, and you know, that's all you have to do is actually just exist in that moment. So it takes care of like any other acting that you had to do. Basically, you're just trying to survive.